It was in a network TV studio that the credibility of network news was called into question by one of their own. ABC News anchor Amy Robach complained to her producer while sitting on the set that she had the Jeffrey Epstein pedophile sex ring story long before he was arrested, and ABC News killed it. That tape was leaked to Project Veritas, which has become the WikiLeaks of conservative news, only the production's better.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story.
That doesn't sound right, does it? I mean, if the story isn't ready for air, that's one thing, but a story of a pedophile sex ring for the rich and famous is not a stupid story. There must be something else going on. By the way, Virginia Roberts, who Amy Robach mentioned, was one of the young girls who was groomed as a sex slave starting at the age of 15. She allegedly told Amy Robach 3 years ago that she was forced to sleep with Great Britain's Prince Andrew at the age of 17.
Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story.
That doesn't sound right either, does it? You don't quash the story. You tell the reporter to keep working on it. You go get your royal family interviews, and then you air the story when it's ready. And by the way, Amy Robach complained about the network killing her story in a big studio like this one, with cameras and a network crew both in the studio and in the control room, and a microphone. She wanted people to know. But did you notice she didn't once say, oh, those poor young girls, I can't believe we're abandoning them? No, this was all about Amy Robach. She felt sorry for herself. At least when NBC reporter Ronan Farrow was told by that network that they weren't going to air his story of serial sexual abuse and assault by powerful Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein, he left the network and wrote a Pulitzer Prize-winning story on the subject for The New Yorker. Robach doesn't have that conviction. She just wants you to know she's not happy about it.
Every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep.
In Amy Robach's world, she's the victim, not the young girls who were passed around like sex toys because she didn't do everything in her power to stop that abuse. And ABC News didn't care about them either. What they cared about was finding and destroying the person who leaked the tape. ABC found out that the producer they thought was the leaker now worked at CBS. And those two networks colluded to punish a whistleblower. Isn't that ironic? After hearing from ABC, CBS fired the leaker. Her name is Ashley Bianco, and she was interviewed by Megyn Kelly.
And I begged, I pleaded, I didn't know what I had done wrong. And I just, I wasn't even given the professional courtesy to defend myself. I didn't know what I'd been accused of. It was, humiliating, it was devastating.
Ashley says she knew about the tape, but did not leak it, and she has support. After the interview, both Project Veritas and the person who claimed to be the real leaker released a statement saying it wasn't her. Sounds like ABC and CBS are in for a big lawsuit. And this isn't the first time that ABC killed a story because it stepped on some powerful toes. In 1985, Roone Arledge, the president of ABC News, killed a story about Marilyn Monroe's relationship with John and Bobby Kennedy and their alleged ties to organized crime. He did so after pressure from the Kennedy family. Kennedy, Weinstein, Epstein, all stories that have been killed by the networks. What do all those stories have in common? Powerful, rich people put pressure on other powerful rich people who happen to control networks. This is less about politics than it is about elite club of money and power. People who trade stock tips, who trade businesses, who trade favors, and now we know in some cases, trade young girls like baseball cards. You see, network news and other news organizations are not autonomous like they were decades ago. They are bought and sold by GE, Comcast, Disney, Amazon, and other conglomerates who get to decide what gets published and what makes air. That's why we will probably never know who killed the Epstein story at ABC or the Weinstein story at NBC. Maybe Amy Robach could investigate that.
And everyone was like, who's that? Who cares? I kept getting that. Who cares?
I'm Larry Mendte. We'll talk again soon.
She knows.